You know, there comes a time when you're in your Baldur's Gate and you're like, you know, you're level 40 for G and you got ultimate high level super skills. You all got the wings, boots, super duper speed, freaking, you know, you damn practically immune to fireball. And there comes a point where you're in Throne of Bell where you start realizing, like, wait a minute, this shit's turned basically to the Marvel vs. Capcom, a freaking damn character RPGs. It's freaking nuts. And that's kind of my genuine opinion of what I thought of Throne of Bell. I think that it kind of ends a little bit on a weak note. It's definitely not Baldur's Gate 2. But it's also sort of linear, so you go from like basically one area to the next area and you clean it out and you really don't go back. And so it misses that sense of like, I don't know, would you call it exploring? I guess you still explore, but it's down a linear path. It's not on the same caliber as like you would say Baldur's Gate 1 and 2, where you just feel like you're just a part of this massive freaking adventure and you're part of this cool world. By the time you're throwing a bell, it's like, yo, let's just have just crazy ass damn super eatings using, you know, taking chug super duper potions, freaking drinking blue raspberry kool-aids out the ass, and you're just like, your dudes are super speeded up and freaking out of your damn mind. And it's just, it kind of loses the grasp for, you know, much. There's a little bit of strategy there, I guess, but by now you've done realize that you got to breach or freaking drop your damn resistances on some of these dragons, or, you know, if you run into a damn wizard, you need to press space and look and see what kind of damn shit contingency buffs he's gonna put on himself and break them down. And so it becomes this sort of like routine where you just slowly smash your way through the shit, and it's just not where I thought that I was hoping the expansion to be. Honestly, I think I like Tales of a Sword Coast a little bit better. I know people probably disagree with me there. It's just an unfortunate slog. It does complete the stories, and so your romance and shit will complete. There's a big NPC character that I don't want to spoil, but you know most people know who that is by this time anyway. And you go through and you bust through and you can finally complete this story saga of the, you know, your Bellspawn character. Honestly, you could pass it. Honestly, you could go straight, in my opinion. Just skip Siege Dragon Spear. Just skip freaking Throne of Bell and just go from Baldur's Gate 1 to Baldur's Gate 2. Play through that shit and then have a blast and then not look at these sort of linear type games. And then you know, Icewind Dale's also a linear game, and I think Icewind Dale is just a shit ton better at when it's trying to be like that than Throne of Bell and then Siege of Dragon Spear. So, in the end of ends, for completing the Baldur's Gate saga, the story or whatever for the Bellspawn, we're only going to give it one paw up because it's fun to still go through and, you know, blow the hell out of shit, and you know, your freaking, you know, your super berserker down dwarven super beast can't be hit, or they just plow through his damn armor anyway. But you know, we don't care. You just potion through that shit. It's just potion through everything, and just win. But one paw up from Brian. He's not going to down paws down any Baldur's Gate because he's a biased fanboy. But Big Kitty was expecting a little bit more from that. And honestly, we had waited a long time before we actually went through and done Throne of Bell. Probably should have done it back when it released, but it wasn't what I wanted it to be. But it's still okay. So like and subscribe and all that shit.